Howdy folks, Zethios here, and welcome back to Tyranny. Unless we left off,
I got
we
it.
spared this man's life. Alright, first has something to say. Slow down a moment. I know we're both eager to watch the Archons bicker over tactics like pairs of magpies, but I need to ask you something first. Fine, verse. The Voices of Narat told me that you've come as a mediator. Considering the source, well, I can't help but feel I'm only hearing half the story. So let's have it out. What's so special about you? Um, Did the Voices of Narat ask you to spy on me? Or what else have they told you? Only that I could find you in the Edgering Ruins. Truthfully, I could have picked you out in a crowd. You're the only one of us who hasn't spent the last few months bathing in the stink of the Matani River. She laughs, but there's a forced nature to it. Um, yeah, let's see if they ask you to spy on me. It'll probably piss her off, but we'll ask it. We gain loyalty, and we got 72 skill experience. At a loss for words, Verse regards you with momentary unease. Well, are you even surprised? He's the Archon of Secrets. Knowing in advance is his business, so is snatching up any advantage over Graven Ash. Those two compete like a couple of new recruits for a spot around the fire. It's nothing nefarious. The Voices is just curious why you're here. If he wanted to know more, you wouldn't be able to suss it out that easily. He would have sent one of his scarier peons in my stead. Alright. I am here to deliver an edict from Kairos. That makes a crazy kind of sense, considering how long the siege has taxed the armies. I can understand why Kairos would send you with an edict to speed things along. Have you read it? Do you know what it says? Um, let's say that's not for you. That's not for her to know. That's for the Archons. Or you know what? I mean, I don't know if he's taken a liking to Verse, or at least has enough respect for her like fighting prowess. In when I say respect for fighting prowess, uh she got knocked unconscious in one of our very first bouts, but we'll we'll give up the ghost, right? We'll have enough respect for Verse that we'll tell her all about it, because everybody's gonna figure it out by the time we tell the Archons anyway. One more thing for the Archons to fight over. Well, thanks for cluing me in. If Cairo sends any lightning our way, just tell me when to duck. Alright, so I really ought to get to that Archon meeting. The war tent is just past the center of camp. One last thing, be careful around these disfavored types. They take their work seriously, and most have suffered too many blows to the head. Is that a joke? Alright, can we... This is the guy that we saved from the Disfavored. Saving your life was worth... Oh, well, naturally. Clears his throat. Flash of a scowl. One good deed deserves another. Well, when I have my shop up and running, I'll sell you provisions for a song and give you a proper bounty on any odd bits of weaponry you find, provided that... He jabs a finger at you. You keep standing up for me should those iron goons try to rough me up a second time. Verse. You were lucky with us before. Merchant, take care that you don't challenge your luck again. Alright, so probably can't talk to him. Can't get things
Can't do
from him
that.
now. Kind of just want to check around the outside of the camp first. And I don't think there's a like speed option. I haven't seen one. There's stealth, informations, toggle X. It's like toggle things in the mini map. What do we got here? Humble grave lies before you. Battered sword has been used as a marker. Initial B
A
engraved
modest
into the
grave for the
iron.
Archon's son, Brennix. We don't bother with funeral rites in the chorus. No point in thanking conscripts for their duty.
Okay.
Can't
Interesting.
do that.
Alright, looks like it's a very small map. It's mostly just the camp. Let's have them head back down here. You can toggle spinning map and chat and combat log. We haven't looked at the combat log. We need to go back and see any... Alright, I guess we gotta talk with you guys. The gate guard holds up a warning hand. Go no farther. You approach disfavored ground. State your business. I'm not gonna state my name. I am Tunon's Fatebinder. Stand aside. I am expected. Ah, so you're the fire starter. That's another thing that we did in when we proclaimed the Edict of Fire. So this wasn't even our first edict. Zethios and the companies returning from the burning library are telling some harrowing stories about Kairos' Edict of Fire. I think myself brave, but I'm happy to have been far away from it all. Must have been a terrifying honor to be the messenger of such righteous force. Go on in. Gestures towards the gate. The Archons are expecting you. You'll find them in the war tent, center of camp. You know, I figured that I would probably be pissing off both sides. Arrows are fletched with precision and care. We get some stone shield armor.
Sorry, I can't.
Look, that table is lined with medicinal herbs, carefully rationed. Skinned game hang from this branch, sickly and malnourished. Alright, what do we got here? We can unlock this. Alright, we got a great axe. That's like a two-handed weapon. That's something we can sell or give to someone else. Alright, we got a scroll and a war mace. That is also a two-handed weapon. So we got some big weapons here. I'm just taking a look around before we're heading to the main thing. I always like to... Oh, we got some cheese.
Can't do that.
Yeah, you can. Shut up. Alright, looks like that's the top tier. Do we want to talk to everybody in the camp or go straight into the Archon? I think we'll let... There's a lot of named people around. They'll probably have side quests to do. Meager portion of game simmers a large copper pot. Fragrant spices attempt to mask the potent smell of whatever creature they decided to cook. The Archons await you inside, Fatebinder. So that's where we need to go. From the vantage point, you see tents trail off, obscured by the rising smoke of campfires. Soldiers you see appear somber and quiet. A calm before the storm. Alright, let's head down here. Check out this stuff. Fresh straw from the corner of this prison cell absorbs much of the stench. Sparring dummy. With those arrows, spears in uniform and their quality craftsmanship. We got a bronze tower shield. Looks like we got a blacksmith over here. Maybe someone we can sell things to. It's 37 subterfuge.
That wasn't so hard.
And it gets us a nobleman's tunic. Alright. I'll go ahead and take that. I don't know what we're going to do with all this stuff. Looks like there's a section here that's just not available to us right now. Maybe that'll open up later. Who knows? Alright, let's just head in and talk to the Archons. I'm assuming both are here. Yeah, they are. I bet they're arguing.
There's 4 reports of avalanches in the mountains now. The Tearsmen can barely count past 9. They have neither the capacity nor the cause to close off the mountain passes. Either way, that leaves the 2nd and 4th cohort trapped outside the valley.
So the Archon of War pounds his staff to the ground to punctuate his words. A large and imposing man to begin with, his profile is made larger still by its hulking suit of armor that hums with mystic energy.
Or it's the work of your perfidious Earthshakers. Only a fool would not suspect a traitorous Archon of poisoning the mind of his students with sedition. We would have killed the Earthshakers Guild for their master's treachery, but I'm sure you have some perfectly valid reason for allowing them to live as your pawns.
Alright, he sounds very Joker-esque. So the Archon of Secrets passes a scepter between his hands as he speaks. He twirls the rod in hypnotic circles. Okay, this is interesting. You hear the voices in your head. Well, hello there, Fatebinder. We'll be with you in just a moment. So he's able to get into people's heads. Emerald luminescence seeps from the seams of the Archon's ragged red robes. The glow is most noticeably where his neck ought to be. His mask seems to float and spin, never pivoting or bending naturally.
Hey, watch yourself. When these two get going, you don't want to get between them.
Verse whispers fearfully as she beholds the Archons. I think we will interject and proclaim the edict in favor with everyone. Iron Marshal Irinos. Probably butchered that. Got some cool looking armor though. Everybody's got cool looking armor in here. The Queen Slayer, sensing your presence, the disfavored commander snaps into a firm salute. No doubt your presence here will strike despair into the hearts of our enemy. Lord Ash, Lord Narat, our guest is here. So, yeah, we'll bow. Apologies for the sudden entrance. I've traveled long to be here.
Ah, the fire starter has arrived.
Lost favor.
Welcome, welcome. Our agents tell us such lovely stories of what you did at the Vellum Citadel. Have you come bearing another fragment of Kairos' wrath in tow?
Kinda have.
My soldiers tell me you helped Commander Drotus on your way through Eddring. You honor the court with your selfless cooperation, for that is the sort of camaraderie that Kairos demands of us all.
On the last of his words, the Archon of War glares at the Voices of Narat, furrowing his brow as he utters the word camaraderie. So yeah, they don't get along. I have come bearing an edict of Kairos.
For the second time, Brother Tunon selects you for the glory of proclamation. You should be honored. Tell us, what has the Overlord decided to unleash upon the Oathbreakers?
Alright, so we could put our own, we can paraphrase a little bit. It seems you need some encouragement to work together. We'll end the lives of everyone in this valley unless Ascension Hall is claimed by Day of Swords or incompetence and disarray. We'll just give it the way it's said to us. The Overlord's loyal servants must hold Ascension Hall by Kairos' Day of Swords, or all in the valley shall perish. So it's the 26th of the month is when that is. The earth sways with each word you utter, the air thickening with warmth as you pronounce the tersely phrased commandment. It's every syllable drafted by the hands of Kairos. With the edict proclaim, your pulse quickens and the muscles in your legs, worn from a long trip down the mountain, feel renewed, the tired limbs now nearly buoyant with vigor. Oh boy.
The Overlord means to compel us into action. No doubt the avalanches in the mountains are part of this ultimatum. We must conquer the Oathbreakers or die in failure. There is no room for error, and no other way out of this valley alive. We'll need to advance across the Matani. We lose everything if we stand still, and we move to back up Plan Green. The Earthshakers didn't make it over the mountain in time, so we do this the hard way. Over the walls instead of through.
The Archon of War taps a finger against his temple. A low rumble escapes from under his beard.
So you found your backbone at last! Oh, we were worried past humiliations would make you soft, timid. That was a record for you, right? A baker's dozen lost in one sortie. If you had waited for the chorus reinforcements, maybe we'd have eyes and ears on the matter.
The Archon of Secrets passes his scepter from one hand to the next, chuckling softly with each toss. Has something else to say to us? Watch him squirm. So many tears over replaceable, expendable, useless soldiers. I miss the old Archon of War. You'll never see blood echo in a blubbering mess over a few dead killers. He'd use the knuckle bones of his best disciples for jewelry, and even made a breastplate out of his dead brothers' rib cage, because that's how a real man deals with grief. Interesting. Alright. We can say bicker all you wish, you're just wasting valuable time. Are you too daft? This is your indecision. It is your indecision and bickering that necessitated this edict. Learn to work together, we're all doomed. Or they call you the Archon of Secrets. I don't want to call anybody out. These are very powerful beings, and Zethios knows his place. So I guess we'll just have to try and work with cooperation. Learn to work together, we're all doomed.
The Fatebinder is right. We're acting not as leaders, but as children. I've no time for your foolish japes and petty taunts. We should focus on the objective at hand, and that is taking the Mittani River, and then advancing to Ascension Hall and ending this edict.
Alright, so the last two options are kind of like jabs at these specific factions. When like everybody here is pretty much at fault for this campaign. I think he's just done talking with these guys, and there's work to be done. Again, it seems Zethios, with what we've been doing and the decisions we've made in the prologue, he seems to be a man of action and does not like waiting around and talking things out. Alright, Iron Marshal, my lord, Barrack and his band have been drilled on the Echo Call assault plan. The Crescent Runners should be briefing him as we speak regarding the latest enemy movements along the river. I will dispatch him at once. He salutes and leaves Barrack. Barrack is a commander of the Stone Shields, well regarded. Fifth Eye. And I will ensure the chorus stands ready to march. If the disfavored can take the river, the chorus has the manpower to secure the outer ring of the valley.
Our soldiers clamor for battle, and at last we shall have it. Thus, we command you to continue guarding the Fatebinder. Tunan's Chosen is our honored guest, and must be shown our finest hospitality.
I won't let you down, boss. He'll get through the campaign in one piece, as long as he doesn't do anything too stupid.
Alright. So the Archon twirls his scepter one last time, then taps the fifth eye on the shoulder, and the two depart. Not without saying in our head, suit yourself, Fatebinder. The more you ignore us. Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Finally, the fool and his puppet are gone. Perhaps now I can hear myself think. Rarely do I question Kairos' judgment, but I will never understand why the Voices of Narat is given such authority. I shudder to think what will become of us all should Tunon favor him in the end. Though the edict threatens the Scarlet Chorus just as it threatens us, I cannot shake the feeling that our allies will work against us. Queenslayer, I would ask that you join us in battle, if only for the satisfaction of your presence enraging the enemy. You've shown your worth in war, and your name has been known to the Legion since the very beginning of this long conquest. So I'd ask that you join us this one last time, to help us wrap up this last objective.
Yeah, is this a choice of who we decide to fight with?
If you wish to be counted amongst the glorious, speak with the Iron Marshal. She will direct the order of battle until we are ready for the final push into the Citadel.
Alright, Iron Marshal. I'm short a few scouts, short a few soldiers, short a few everything. I'm sure my brethren would be grateful for the assistance of a skilled outsider. What of the Scarlet Chorus? How will they be helping?
I ask myself that question often. While we take the river crossing, the Scarlet Chorus should be using their sizable presence to remove the Oathbreaker patrols lurking in the outer valley.
The Oathbreakers have maintained a sizable force outside the Citadel. We need the Chorus's manpower to scour the region, otherwise the Oathbreakers will attack at our heels once we cross the Mittani. I guess we'll be honored to help. The Iron Marshal salutes Graven Ash, then turns to leave. I will be at the training grounds, readying the soldiers. Find me there when you are ready. She pauses, clearing her throat. And though I am loath to mention it, the Chorus can likely use your assistance. They certainly won't secure the Outer Valley on their own. Fifth eye will be somewhere in that rat's nest they call a camp. Due east. Seek him out if you must. Okay. Looks like we got some side missions to do things. Alright, so there we go. It's the big thing I was waiting for to see how if we had a time limit for this. Edict of Execution. Interesting. So that's a modifier that gives us +1 resolve. That's cool. I like things like that. It's like something's like, oh man, like kind of like a stress factor. But this is more like things that's a boon to you versus something that's a detriment. Sometimes there's things that'll happen that's maybe there'll be things that happen over that'll be of a detriment to us. We'll see if that's the case. But at least there's something like that. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. We still haven't leveled up. Man. All right, let's open this
That
up.
wasn't so hard.
Maybe we level up with that? No. We got a disfavored iron sword. It's probably better than a bronze sword. And something that's worth a lot of cash. Battle report from Echo Hall Crossing blames the failure of the assault on the village to the Scarlet Chorus. Apparently the scouts failed to report critical intelligence about the enemy composition. And we got another whetstone. Okay, so like something that we can use on ourselves. Can we talk to him more? The Archon of War lets out a long sigh as he surveys the maps and models displayed about his desk. He glances over his shoulder, making brief eye contact with you, furrows his brow, and turns back to his contemplation. Now, I can't make that voice, so it's probably just going to be me. I don't know. The first time you proclaimed an edict, you gave the enemy a suspicious amount of time to ready themselves. I chalk it up to excessive mercy for a backwards people. But when the edict is against your kin, that order you follow to the letter. Maybe speak a moment? I tire of all this endless prattle. I am the Archon of War, and the Overlord has decreed battle. If you wish to help, go speak with my soldiers. Return when you have done something useful. The Archon of War pounds the haft of his maul against the ground. Yeah, I figured that's what he would say to us. It's a terrible voice. Alright, we got a lot of people to talk to in this camp. Let's talk to these two. What's going on here? I am Lucia. This is Marcus. Soldier points at the armored man next to her, and you must be the Fatebinder. From under her helmet, you hear an audible scoff. We have assigned to babysit. Assigned to your hospitality, Marcus interjects, while you remain on disfavored ground. If she should need a place to rest, we can make the necessary preparations. What can we do for you? So we can ask them about themselves. Have our skills fared in battle against the Oathbreakers? What's it like serving? Training. They have... Oh, we can like buy training? Let's look at this, Marcus. Okay, so we got one-handed weapons, two-handed weapons parry. And so not really something we're looking into. Isn't the Fatebinder, yeah. What about you, Lucia? Do you have anything more useful? Dodge and athletics. I mean, we got what? Is this bronze, gold, silver? Is that backwards? It's got to be something else besides gold. I don't know. Like bronze, something iron? Maybe? Dodge. Let's use dodge. Let's just rank up a little bit. Let's just get a level up. We got dodge and athletics up. Athletics is super high right now. Okay. So where do we... Level up bonus. So we get a level up bonus for like 30 seconds. That's interesting. So we can... We do have an attribute point. Right now we have +1 resolve because of the thing. 6 attack. -6 ability and spell cooldown. Let's us boost our accuracy. Armor deflection. And we do have a talent. There's defense, leadership, power, agility, range, and magic. So 6 different trees. Wind superior. Move faster in combat. Why would we not take that? Definitely take that. We'll look at that a little later. Why would we not take that? Okay. Was there anything else we need to talk to you guys about? Hunter, maybe? Is there any sport to be found? Or do we only fight among ourselves? If you're referring to game, the chorus hunted many of the animals to obscurity on the first wave of the conquest. Most of the meat we have to spare is salted and perhaps more importantly northern. I don't trust southerners to keep their livestock nourished. A few animals we keep in pens and pits are for the higher officers, I'm sure entitled to a haunch or something or other. And I'd love to watch you eat it just to remember the taste of fresh meat. Okay, so that gives us nothing else. We don't... We're not gonna ask anything else. That's fine. So they're just letting us know that we can sleep here. Alright, anybody
On it.
else? Gonna get my movement going. Let's talk to Bitter Quip. Glory to the Voices of Narat, protecting his salutation for all to hear. The blood chanter, he raps his staff against the ground as you approach. Fatebinder Zethios, I presume. His smile quickly retreats, giving way to a sour scowl. I am Bitter Quip. I am here as emissary to the Scarlet Chorus. Bitter Quip looks at you impatiently. So what can you tell me of the Scarlet Chorus? Chorus is the future of the tears. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable ascension. He raises his eyebrow. What in particular would you like to know? What is your role? He's the blood chanter. His magic can turn the will of man on the tide of battle. He's held command for 3 years now. Been forced to keep an eye on Disfavored is not the reward he has envisioned. How'd you come to join? Doctrine of Strength speaks to me and I answered its call, as did some of my arcane peers. I took to the chorus almost instantly. Unlike most, I cried not for the life of comfort lost to me. My magic invokes fear and terror, and I easily established my dominance over a pack in my early days in the chorus. If you're so curious about it all, perhaps you should visit our camp and see for yourself. Then we got the Voices of Narat. He is supreme commander and public servant. He who sets us free but directs all. Smiles as he talks, his face turning flush. Voice of Narat is the epitome of what each of us can be, a magician without equal, and the leader of uncountable numbers. The voices in the chorus are one, conquering, expanding, growing, changing, always stronger. Pounds his staff on the ground. Glory to the voices. Sounds like you really like him. Blinks several times and scowls, saying nothing. Alright, well that's it for now. Don't know why you're like a named person if all you're gonna say is stuff like that. Alright. What do you mean you haven't heard from the commander? So that sounds like a quest. Alright, Servius. Fatebinder Zethios, am I right? Or Sevius. I'm Sevius, commander in 3rd generation Disfavored. I'm Sevius the Younger. Some folk can't keep track. The rank says commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to Iron Marshal if you have something official that needs discussing. What is it you need? So, you were asking Earthshaker where the reinforcements have gone. Alright, let's see that. I'm afraid so. Radix, head of the Earthshakers, is supposed to arrive with the group. Competent spell slingers to help break the stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival. If you were all inclined to lend a hand, I could use some arcane support. Alright, sure. Northern Clearing. I knew that Tunon's agent wouldn't fail us in a time of need. I will mark the last known site of our Earthshaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder. So, why has it been delayed so long? It should have been over real quick and simple. The first Korok arrived in the valley and went right for the kill. But that was before we knew the Venturing Guard had sages and that water witch on their side. Bigger problem is the Scarlet Chorus. They eagerly conscript the guard, but have no proof of this. It seems they do very little to keep a watchful eye on them. They are often sent out on patrol, and we suspect there's opportunity to escape back. Every chorus conscripts has a choice: life under Kairos or death under the army's boots. By all means, feel free to cut down those who choose the latter. We won't be offended. Just so we don't mistake each other, I know that I'm saying carries an implication of treachery. I'm not making a formal accusation before Tunon's agent. I'm just voicing my gut opinion on the matter. Alright, and we'll leave it at that. So I'm guessing that gave us a quest. Yeah, here's what we got. We got to speak with the Marshal. We got to speak with Fifth Eye at the Scarlet Chorus camp. We'll hide completed quests. And so these are our two primary. And then we have a search for Earthshaker reinforcements. And so probably don't have much time to complete all this stuff, so we gotta do it quick. Speak to Uncle Pentabore if you have rings to trade. Alright. Hail to you, Guardian of the Law. There's a fine merchant. If you have few excess rings weighing you down, just unburden yourself before battle. You know that if the disfavored suffer a merchant, there must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. He's pointing to his collection of shields, rations, satchels, wineskins, other things. Take a look and see if something interests you. Sure. Let's see if we can find something you might like. Again, more bronze stuff. Brotherhood Stout. Let's say what it does. 10% melee damage. Is +2 armor, -10 accuracy. Increases strength. Yeah. Alright, so he's got some food, dust, and some meal supplies, and just the common stuff. I'll have a look at things that we can sell between now and then. Alright, so he's a merchant. We had another merchant. Man, this WSD is really slow. Where is our scroll speed? Yeah, scroll speed, like, put that... Yes. Much, much better. There we go. Alright, that was... Alright, so we got the Marshal to talk to, we got Barrack to talk to. Let's talk to Isotanus. Curses the air as the blade of thin iron breaks in half beneath his hammer. Repairing weapons with scrap isn't exactly why I got into this craft, but our supplies are spent. Wipes sweat from his brow and gets a better look at you. Ah, the Fatebinder. I would be sizing and adjusting a lot more around here, but I have less scouts to tend to thanks to the chorus that poisoned them. Alright, so he's upset at that decision that we made during the prologue. Takes another hard swing at the already broken sword, this time smashing it to pieces. Of course, you would know about all those two-faced murderers since you defended them. Alright, the court makes no apologies for a ruling. No matter, the court has its own concerns, I'm sure. Right now, I'm more concerned with the iron shortage. Why not forge bronze? Bronze will do in a pinch, but don't get me wrong, but it can take a beating and get bent back into shape, unlike that stubborn iron we have here. Glances at his work with dread, and we always have plenty of tin and copper lying around, so supplies aren't the problem. It's a rare smith who can churn out military-grade bronze consistently. More often than not, it comes out soft. Look around camp. We're garbing the Legion head to toe in iron because it's cheaper and easier to produce for the masses. Couldn't do that with bronze. They call the disfavored the Iron Legion for a reason. Strategy and skill may be our backbone, but our claws are made of iron. The good stuff that comes from the smiths in Lathan's Crossing. Alright, why not forge your own iron? Only the forge-bound smiths can make the stuff. They know the secrets of iron. All I can do is mend and maintain their craft. It takes a master, nay an artist, to make a piece of iron fit for an indomitable soldier such as a disfavored. What of the iron shortage? I'm afraid so. The last shipment sent down the Mittani went missing near Echohole Crossing. Probably won't be seeing any more now. The valley is sealed. Forge-bound iron is Tunon's responsibility. Why is this the first time hearing of it? Keep your voice down. Lynch's and lowers on. Graven Ash doesn't want to cause a panic or pass any information to the Vendrian Guard. Best case scenario, the iron tumbled off a boat and is rusting on a riverbed. Worst case, it ends up in enemy hands. Alright, if I find myself in Echohole, I suppose I can keep an eye out. I appreciate that, as does the Great General, more than you might guess. Maybe he isn't quick to offer his thanks to outsiders, but I know he'll be grateful for your help. It would be a boon to the war effort if our iron was recovered. Alright, I'm here to help, even if it means cleaning up the Archon's mess. No need to salt the wound, Fatebinder. None of us is mistaken in thinking that the siege has gone exactly as planned. Glances to a crate beside him and points to a small set of notches in the wood. You see that? This is how we tell apart our iron shipments from the rest. Inconspicuous so people don't go snooping around. You want to keep your eye out for these. Good hunting. Alright. Let's see what he's got. Okay, so there's fine. We've seen a bunch of common stuff, but we haven't seen anything that's fine. Quality fine. Items in Tyranny have 1 of 5 quality ratings. Common, fine, superior, exquisite, and masterwork. As an item's quality rating improves, so do its effects. Weapons deal more damage, armor becomes more protective. Item quality will be improved in the Forge upgrade. Items of common, fine, and superior quality can be found on the bodies of enemies or in stores throughout Tyranny. Some locked chests will contain the occasional exquisite item. The only way to obtain a masterwork is to improve it yourself. Okay, cool. Alright, that's something we needed to know. So, looks like, I think these two might be related. You might get a new companion, we'll see. It seems like, again, this is another game where you know, have factions and you get companions based on what those factions are. That seems to be the way things have gone with RPGs of late, is that they lay out who the factions are, and then to familiarize the player with those factions, they give them a companion that can explain to the player what that faction is all about. So, we will pick this up with the Iron Marshal next time. So, till next time, this has been Zethios, signing out for now. Bye, folks.